The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Matt Clark may be far from finished, even after the dangerous desert showdown that left viewers believing his story was finally over. Instead of disappearing for good, Matt is now expected to resurface under strange and suspicious circumstances. His next move could bring him right back into the center of Genoa City chaos, and no one may be prepared for what happens next. After the violent confrontation with Sienna Bacall in the desert, Matt somehow manages to survive and make his way to a nearby diner. He is injured, disoriented, and clearly not in good shape. A deep cut remains on his head from the encounter, and the injury seems serious enough to leave him confused. When he begins speaking with a waitress, his words raise immediate questions about his mental state. Matt reportedly pulls out a keycard and stares at it as though it is the only clue he has. He then asks the waitress if she can tell him how far away this place is. The vague wording instantly suggests that Matt may not know where he is or where he is supposed to go. It is a surprising moment because Matt has always been shown as calculated, intense, and aware of every move around him. Seeing him confused changes the entire tone of the story. This mysterious keycard may become one of the most important objects in the upcoming storyline. It could lead Matt directly back to the Genoa City Athletic Club, also known as the GCAC. If that happens, Matt may check in, get himself a room, and quietly settle back into town without drawing too much attention at first. There is also speculation that the card could belong to Sienna Bacall. Since she once used a decoy room at the athletic club, Matt may have found one of her extra keycards during the desert incident. If so, it gives him a direct path back into Genoa City and possibly another route to track Sienna's next move. But the biggest question remains this: is Matt truly suffering from memory loss, or is this all part of a larger plan? If Matt claims he has amnesia, it could become the perfect cover story. He could tell people that the keycard was the only clue to his identity and that he followed it back to Genoa City hoping to learn who he is. That would be a smart way for Matt to lower everyone's guard. People who fear him might start to pity him instead. Enemies could become careless. Allies might step forward to help. And while everyone believes he is harmless and confused, Matt could secretly be watching everything unfold around him. One thing is already clear. Matt Clark's return is shaping up to be anything but simple, and Genoa City may soon regret opening the door for him once again. As Matt Clark makes his mysterious return, the biggest debate in Genoa City will quickly become whether he is truly suffering from amnesia or simply putting on the performance of a lifetime. The moment he appeared confused at the diner, it opened the door to endless possibilities. Was Matt genuinely unable to remember who he was, or was he already setting the stage for his next dangerous move? For someone like Matt, deception has always been one of his strongest weapons. He knows how to manipulate emotions, create distractions, and turn situations in his favor. That is why many people may refuse to believe his sudden confusion is real. If Matt walks into Genoa City acting lost, injured, and desperate for answers, some residents may see a broken man. Others may see a threat hiding behind a mask. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest Matt could use the amnesia story to gain sympathy. Instead of entering town as a wanted enemy, he could arrive as a wounded stranger searching for the truth. That version of Matt would be much easier for people to accept. It would also allow him to move around town without raising immediate alarms. Imagine Matt checking into the GCAC quietly, keeping to himself, and asking simple questions about the town. He may act like every face is unfamiliar and every memory is gone. He could study reactions carefully, learning who trusts him and who fears him. Every conversation would become a chance to gather information. This strategy would give Matt something he has not had in a long time: access. If people believe he is no longer dangerous, they may let him get closer than ever before. He could reconnect with former enemies, listen in on private discussions, and slowly rebuild his position in town without anyone realizing what he is doing. At the same time, there is still a real possibility that Matt's injury caused genuine memory problems. The blow to his head in the desert looked serious, and confusion would make sense after such trauma. If that is the case, Matt may truly begin this journey not knowing who he is. But soap operas are rarely that simple. Even if his memories are gone now, they could return at the worst possible moment. That would create the kind of twist fans love. Matt could spend days or even weeks acting harmless, only for everything to come rushing back in an instant. Once he remembers the betrayals, the humiliation, and the people he blames, revenge may become his only focus again. And if that happens, the people who showed him kindness could become his easiest targets. Those who trusted him might regret it most. No matter which version of the story turns out to be true, Matt's return promises tension at every turn. Whether he is lying, healing, or waiting for the right moment to strike, one fact remains certain: Matt Clark is back in the game, and Genoa City may be walking straight into another nightmare. If Matt Clark really is pretending to have amnesia, then Genoa City could be facing one of the most dangerous versions of him yet. In the past, Matt relied on force, threats, and explosive confrontations to get what he wanted. But if he has changed tactics, then this next chapter could be far more psychological. Instead of attacking from the outside, Matt may choose to quietly move through the city while everyone underestimates him. That kind of strategy would make him far more unpredictable. A loud enemy can be seen coming. A silent one is much harder to stop. The young and the restless spoilers hint that Matt may begin appearing in unexpected places all over town. He could be seen at Crimson Lights, casually drinking coffee while listening to nearby conversations. He might show up at the GCAC restaurant, pretending to enjoy a quiet meal while keeping an eye on people entering and leaving. He could even cross paths with familiar faces in public and act as though he has no memory of who they are. Every encounter would create tension. Some people might feel sympathy and wonder if he deserves another chance. Others would instantly suspect that something is wrong. Matt knows how to read fear, and if he senses people doubting him, he may use the doubt to manipulate them even more. One of the smartest moves Matt could make would be gaining new allies. While old enemies know what he is capable of, newcomers or outsiders may not understand the danger. If he presents himself as a victim of violence and memory loss, someone might take pity on him. That person could offer shelter, support, or even private information without realizing the risk. This is where the story becomes especially dangerous. Matt would not need power or money right away. He would only need trust. Once someone opens the door, he can begin building new plans from the inside. There is also the question of what legal trouble Matt may still face. Any evidence that could have been used against him may have been destroyed in the gas station explosion. If records, proof, or witnesses are gone, Matt may technically be free to walk around town. That would make it much harder for anyone to stop him unless he commits another crime. And Matt may know that. He could use the law's limitations to his advantage, staying just careful enough to avoid arrest while pushing everyone around him into fear and confusion. A look here, a suspicious comment there, a sudden appearance in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes intimidation works better than violence. For viewers, this creates non-stop suspense. No one would know if Matt is truly harmless or quietly preparing something bigger. Every smile could be fake. Every confused expression could be an act. One thing is certain: if Matt Clark is playing mind games, then Genoa City is already exactly where he wants it, nervous, divided, and unable to predict his next move. Even if Matt Clark begins his return confused and seemingly harmless, that may not last for long. In soap operas, memory loss rarely stays permanent, and when memories come back, they usually return with explosive consequences. If Matt truly suffered head trauma in the desert, then his amnesia could be real at first. But once the fog clears, Genoa City may face a much more dangerous man than before. The young and the restless spoilers suggest Matt could slowly begin remembering pieces of his past. It may start with flashes, voices, faces, or moments of betrayal that suddenly hit him without warning. He could remember Sienna Bacall first, especially after their violent confrontation in the desert. Then other names might return one by one, along with the anger tied to them. That would create a chilling transformation. At first, Matt may continue acting polite and uncertain while privately struggling with these returning memories. He might smile in public, thank people for helping him, and continue pretending to search for answers. But inside, the rage could be building stronger every day. Once he fully remembers what happened and who he blames, revenge may become his main priority. This would place several people in immediate danger. Anyone connected to the events that led to Matt's downfall could suddenly find themselves targeted again. The scariest part is that they may never see it coming. If they believe Matt is still confused and vulnerable, they may let him get close enough to strike emotionally, financially, or even physically. Matt may also become smarter than ever. His previous mistakes came from acting too openly and too aggressively. This time, he may learn patience. Instead of rushing into chaos, he could spend time studying everyone around him, identifying weaknesses, and waiting for the perfect opportunity. That makes revenge far more effective. He may discover broken relationships, family conflicts, business rivalries, or personal secrets that he can use against the people who crossed him. Rather than attacking directly, Matt could simply push the right pressure points and watch lives fall apart on their own. There is also the possibility that Matt uses sympathy to stay protected. If townspeople believe he is recovering from trauma, they may excuse unusual behavior or warning signs. Some may even defend him when others grow suspicious. That kind of divided reaction would only help Matt stay hidden longer. Meanwhile, the tension across Genoa City would continue to rise. Familiar characters may start noticing small changes in Matt's behavior. A strange comment. A look of recognition he quickly hides. Sudden knowledge he should not have if his memory is truly gone. Those details could expose the truth. If Matt's memories are returning and he is keeping it secret, then the countdown to disaster may already be underway. And by the time everyone realizes the truth, it could be too late to stop whatever he has planned next. No matter how this story unfolds, one thing is becoming impossible to ignore: Matt Clark's return could trigger a whole new wave of chaos in Genoa City. Whether he is truly suffering from amnesia, faking memory loss as part of a larger plan, or slowly recovering while hiding the truth, his presence alone is enough to put everyone on edge. The Young and the Restless spoilers make it clear that Matt's story is not over. In fact, it may only be entering a more dangerous phase. His earlier actions were dramatic and reckless, but this version of Matt could be more controlled, more patient, and far more difficult to stop. That combination would make him a serious threat to anyone who underestimates him. If Matt continues pretending not to remember anything, he may be able to move through town almost unnoticed. He could speak softly, act grateful for help, and present himself as a man trying to rebuild his life. Some people may believe he deserves compassion after surviving a violent ordeal. Others may argue that people can change. But Genoa City has learned many times before that appearances can be deceiving. As trust begins to form around him, Matt may quietly start rebuilding his influence. He could gather information, reconnect with old enemies under false pretenses, and create opportunities for future revenge. The most dangerous enemies are often the ones people stop watching. At the same time, if Matt's amnesia is real, then the emotional stakes become even higher. Imagine a man discovering the darkest parts of himself piece by piece. What happens when he learns what he did, who he hurt, and how many people fear him? Would he feel guilt and seek redemption, or would he reject accountability and become even more unstable? That question could shape the next major storyline. There is also the possibility that Matt's return impacts characters who were not directly involved before. New alliances may form. Old rivalries may reignite. Secrets buried long ago could resurface as Matt starts digging into the past. Sometimes one person returning is enough to shake an entire town, and Matt has always been that kind of wildcard. Viewers should expect tension, surprises, and sudden twists in the episodes ahead. Matt could remain calm for weeks and then strike without warning. He could win sympathy and then betray it. Or he could genuinely seek a second chance, only to be pulled back into darkness by unresolved anger. That uncertainty is what makes this story so compelling. For now, Genoa City is left with one troubling reality: Matt Clark is back, and nobody truly knows which version of him has returned. Is he broken, reborn, or more dangerous than ever? The answer may change everything. And as The Young and the Restless continues, fans should stay ready, because more Matt mayhem could be coming sooner than anyone expects.